Hello, I'm Michael.
I'm Justin.
We're Beyond the Keyboard, and this is a bar rant. God damn, we couldn't do it any better than that. We're fucking professionals, buddy.
We could do it better than that, but it would ruin people listening to it because it'd be too good. It would be out of this world.
Yeah, I even got fucking beer sprayed all over my glasses when I did that.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that was a
I
great...
did that one-handed
Me too. I did a one-handed crack too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
oh god, it felt good.
Yeah, it did feel good. This is gonna be a good episode. You can already tell.
Yeah.
Because we just feel good already.
Our energy levels are fucking on par.
I think our energy levels are right where they need to be. If you come into a podcast with too high of an energy level, like you have that live stream energy, then you're like, it's too much. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But if you come in where we're like how we kind of were a little bit earlier this afternoon, where we were getting a little sleepy before we got any caffeine in us, we were like, yeah, that's a little too low.
That's boring.
It's boring, yeah.
That's almost sound like a nap.
Yeah.
That's what nap sounds like.
We have definitely recorded things that sounded like a nap, at least on your end. I tried to drive this ship, buddy, but
Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, so I've got some kind of a weird topic to talk about today, but and I don't even know where I'm going to go with it exactly. It's a bar rant. I'm just going to start rambling, right?
Fucking find out.
So I've been playing this game called Raid Shadow Legends. This is not a sponsor, everyone. I know you hear about them all over fucking YouTube.
This is weird to me just because I never expected those words to come out of your mouth.
Dude, me either.
All right. Anyways.
So, okay. So it's something
not a sponsor part, obviously.
Yeah, obviously you know that part. Yeah, no shit. No, so I was playing Raid Shadow Legends lately. I've spent the last couple of days kind of plugging away at it. And the reason why is because, one, I was genuinely curious. How does this company have so much money that they fucking sponsor like everyone? Like every big YouTuber gets a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor. It's like a badge of pride at this point where it's like, yeah, Raid Shadow Legends sponsored me. It's like,
oh, you're a YouTuber.
Oh,
oh, are you?
You're an official real YouTuber now. Yeah. And so I was just genuinely curious what the game was all about, especially because I saw like the visuals from it, like little like cutscenes and stuff, or not cutscenes, but like little clips of gameplay footage that like YouTubers will use in their ad plugs for it. And I'm like, okay, it looks kind of good. On top of that, like visually at least, it looks a little bit appealing. So I'm like, all right, I want to check it out. And then I found, but I never really had the energy to go and follow like my favorite YouTubers, like Link or whatever, or type in the promo code to get the bonus crap or anything like that. I was like, nah, I don't want to play it that bad. But then I found this website, and also not a sponsor. I'm not even going to name the name of the website, point of fact, that basically does advertising for other companies, and they pay you money to do things for these other companies.
Right.
So these companies basically give them a surplus of funds as part of their advertising budget that they use to pay you for signing up for their website or playing their game or doing whatever. Sure. And I confirmed that this is a legit thing. This is not a scam website because I fucking got paid for it. They gave me the money, my account, like there it is, for a different thing. But I also saw that there was a Raid Shadow Legends, like complete certain tasks and you get paid out for it basically. So I'm like, it's a pay to win game that I'm getting paid to play.
Right.
It's a very fascinating dichotomy there. So anyway, I've been sinking some time into this. I made a couple of bucks off of it so far because there's like a lot of little tasks they have that add up to bigger and bigger amounts, basically. Sure. And I don't understand why this game blew up. And it made me think about games in general. Why the fuck does any game that's designed like this, basically, blow up, whereas ones that do the exact same thing don't?
Oh, I know why this game blew up.
Okay, hit me.
Because advertising. They literally marketed the shit out of it, and they put most of their marketing and whatnot into sponsoring YouTubers so they can get it out there. They're like, people are watching this already. They're going to see this. Enough people watch this. If you've got 100,000 views on a video, you're going to get some traction from that.
At least a couple of people are going to be curious, right?
So
even if it's 1% of 100,000, was that 1,000?
Exactly.
So yeah.
So I mean, and that is honestly that is why
1% is probably pretty generous.
Probably.
It's likely like point something percent.
Even still, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But But that's precisely why. Because like you said, they're everywhere. It's everywhere.
Hmm.
They sponsor fucking everyone.
Everyone.
And with that, their name is out there.
I think it's kind of like a voice of the people kind of thing too, where it's like instead of you seeing ads for Raid Shadow Legends that are like legitimate ads where it's it pops up a mid-roll ad in the middle of a YouTube video that pops up. You have a skip button.
So YouTubers
Instead
themselves,
of that, it's the YouTubers themselves
that you're already watching and listening to, and you get to listen to them and be like, oh, hey, check out this thing. They're sponsoring my video. Go check them out. Go play the game. I've been playing. It's a lot of fun. Or whatever bullshit they read.
Fucking bullshit they say, exactly.
Yeah. But still, yeah, like... I think that's why this one in particular blew up. Where there are other games, like you said, exactly the
exact same thing. Yeah,
they just don't have that same sort of traction.
It's like a guerrilla marketing campaign almost.
Yeah,
it's more grassroots
than
what you're normally used to seeing for games of this type. So, what is Raid Shadow Legends? Just so you guys know.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's like
I've seen ads and heard people talk about it. I have no idea what the game is.
So it's like a turn-based
RPG.
Yeah, it's like a turn-based squad building RPG where you're constantly trying to like improve. Like
I've got a handful of mobile games like that where I don't have to pay to play, but if you do pay, you do better. And I'm like,
that's precisely what this is.
Like,
it's the exact same kind of model.
I'm like, I'm not like I don't pay. And I stopped playing because I was like, I'm done.
Not much, at least in the couple of days that I've given it a whirl, not much is locked behind like these huge paywalls. Like I have an abundant amount of resources at this point, just playing it, not putting any of my own money into it because that's pointless if I'm trying to make some money off of it. Right. You know what I mean? But there are definitely some things that's like, okay, this is going to be tremendously difficult to obtain this or to get that or to go there or to whatever if I don't fucking put some money into it.
It costs you your time and a lot of it, or a couple dollars.
Yeah, and to me that's and more than a couple bucks, man. Some of the packs that they were selling for like resource packs, $100. Yeah, easy. And I just do not understand why this is such an appealing concept in video games. It's kind of an interesting thing. Like I guess I really wanted to talk about the market in general, the video game market right now in general. That's kind of where I was going with this, because I don't understand how this pay to win model has become so popular and not just popular among the masses, but it works. It makes them money.
I mean, yeah, I don't get it. Like they put these packages. They're probably not selling a whole bunch of like those $100 packages.
Sure, of course not.
But still, people are dropping like $30.
Somebody drops a $5 or a $10 or a $20 here and there.
Like either do that 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Why not just go buy a video game?
So yeah, I mean, I guess that was actually a point I thought of last night. I was thinking to myself, what is $20 worth of video game look like to you?
Right.
Like literally, like tell me what is $20 worth of?
I don't know how to
describe
that, but that's gonna be quite a bit for it. For a game, I think I'm gonna be entertained by it at least for a week.
Okay,
but also probably more than that. I imagine it'll have some replay value to it. And yeah, like I said, for me, that's hard to describe because the value of a game, like what I'm willing to pay, I'd have to see the game, and then I'd be like, no, that's not worth the $20, or yeah, that is worth the $20.
Sure, yeah.
These particular models, like for me, it's not worth it. I don't care what it is.
No, because I mean, you're literally paying them so you don't have to play it as much.
Yeah, and it's like no.
Yeah,
I'd rather just grind it out for 6.5 months and get to this point, or not play the game.
Yeah, a better option, just don't play it. Yeah,
like
I assure you, this is not a game I'd be playing if there wasn't some sort of cash incentive for me to do so.
Sure, absolutely.
So
I'm well
not that that's even horrendous as far as games are concerned. And this isn't even a mobile game, by the way. I'm not playing it on my phone. There is a desktop variant of this. And it's been kind of like it's I don't know, it's decent. The production values are fine. I just hate that fucking model of that pay us so you don't have to play as much. Because to me, it's the opposite. It's how the game industry should work is the opposite of that.
Right.
$20 to me at least looks like you pay $20 is not a full AAA title, right? It's
Sure.
I mean, it's not even AAA titles aren't even $60 anymore. They're $70 now. So it's not even a full game, but $20 at least is some DLC. That's going to give you another 10 or 15 hours of content, right? I remember all of the DLC for Fallout 3 back when that came out. There's like 5 of them, and they were each $10. So you buy all 5 of them, it's like you've bought another game, like a whole nother game, and they give you that much content across all 5 of those DLCs.
Right.
Say what you want about the quality of Fallout 3. That's not the discussion we're having right now. I'm just saying that they gave you at least 5 to 10 hours per DLC of extra content, and that all ultimately comes together to be what, 25 to 50 hours more for another $50, which is about how long it takes you to play through Fallout 3 if you're, not golden roading it obviously, but exploring and doing side quests and shit like that. So I think that's what $20 looks like to me. Shadow of the Erdtree DLC just got announced. At the time of recording this, it was like last week. Who knows when this is going to get launched? But at the time of recording this, it was last week for us. And I haven't seen a price put on that yet, but I don't imagine it's going to be more than $20 or $30. And they're saying it's as big as the starting area of the game, which in most games that would be kind of tiny, but in this case, it's a very large area. It's the size of Limgrave is what they're saying this entire DLC is, which is hours and hours of content. We're talking at least, it's probably at least 20 hours of shit to do to get through. And I'm like, yeah, for $20, works for me.
Yeah, definitely.
But for $20 for a couple of some silver and some crystals to summon some new champions, no, fuck that.
Summon some new champions that they guarantee you'll get a certain type, but you don't know what it is still. It's still a roulette, and what if you don't?
So that's another thing I wanted to bring up is that whole loot box mechanic, too, which is effectively gambling. So if you don't have any money put into this loot box, now they do tell you all the percentages. They are pretty transparent about that. I think companies are required to be like that.
Well, sure.
But if you are actually putting your own money into it and you're not getting something that is worth that money because of the random nature of this, then that it's gambling, right?
It's strictly just gambling.
It's literally gambling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. 777. Nah, 2 7s and an X.
Now they can be as random as they want with their loot boxes when I'm not spending any fucking money on them.
Oh shit.
And you pick up a lot of the most common type of the summoning crystal things just through regular gameplay. Shitloads of them just through regular gameplay, which have a very rare chance of dropping you a rare level champion.
Sure. More
common, you'll get a common or an uncommon. And uncommons are actually, ironically, fairly common to get pulled out of those.
Yeah.
So, to me, the whole thing is just mind-boggling to me. How does it work? And I kind of was actually started to think about, like, the previous popular games. Like, every 5 or 10 years, you'll see a game that gets really popular for, like, mobile and casual players and stuff like that. Like, we had the big Angry Birds craze in, 2010 or something like that.
Never heard of this game, but yes.
You've 1,000%.
Wait, are you talking about the movie franchise Angry Birds and Angry Birds 2?
The movie franchise Angry Birds and Angry Birds Dose. Angry Birds Strikes Again.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
It was. That sounds about right. Around that time, 2010, the Angry Birds, and there was also Flappy Bird.
Yeah. Flappy Bird was a huge deal for a while there too.
For a little bit. But yeah. What other? That's it. it's just those.
Candy Crush.
Oh, Candy Crush.
Every mom was playing Candy Crush for a while.
I was trying to think of what was before Angry Birds. It was Candy Crush.
Candy Crush was like a little before Angry Birds, and then kind of had a little more lasting power than Angry Birds.
Yes, definitely.
I'm sure you could still find tons of people who play them.
Both, I'm sure.
Both, yeah. Honestly, yeah. I really liked the OG Angry Birds, though. I thought it was a lot of fun, actually.
I didn't I didn't play it until probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
One of the nephews, maybe it was one of the nephews was playing it, and I was like, oh, okay. I was watching them. I was like, all right, that's neat. I played a little bit, but mostly I was like, played a couple rounds.
For sure.
And then I was like, here, you just play your game.
They actually kind of took like an old Flash game, an old like Newgrounds Flash game where you just like shot a catapult at a castle basically.
Yeah.
And they just changed it they zhuzhed it up with a different coat of paint, basically.
Yeah, they just
gave it a little more character.
They made it look different.
Sometimes that's all you need is a little more character.
True.
You take the bare bones foundation of a game and you slap a new coat of paint on it, and sometimes it's better.
Just look at me 5 years ago. So much better.
So much more character back then.
I've drowned that character.
Yeah, I can tell.
The new character now.
Drowned in what? Fucking Bushmills? But yeah, Angry Birds I actually had a lot of fun with when it first came out. This is how old this game is. I had an iPod Touch. And that iPod Touch, this is pre-iPhone. I think maybe there was iPhones, but
Shut up, Grandpa! I don't know what you're talking about.
This podcast isn't for you, Timmy. Shut up. But it might have been like, I mean, the iPod Touch was definitely pre-iPhone, but this might have been an era when the iPhone was like just starting to come out, because they definitely had their app store, the not Apple Play, that's Google Play. What's the Apple store called? The iStore or some shit, probably. Yeah. Anyway, so they had that and
iTunes.
Yeah.
But
yeah. At the time though, they didn't allow ads, like embedded ads in any of the content that you could purchase off of the store. And so I spent like, I think it was $9.99 for this game, and it was ad free. It was not a pay to win model or a buy bonus crap kind of model.
It was just a game.
I purchased a game for my iPod
to
play when I was bored on a bus.
Yes.
You know. And yeah, it did great like that, and it did great with the touchscreen interface. And I think that if your game is going to be this next big thing, you have to either have some sort of technical side of things where you embrace a new technology. You know what I think the next big thing is? I'm going to make a bold stance or a bold prediction after this. Yeah. But you either have to go on the technical side of things, and you have to say, okay, we need something that is utilizing this new technology in a very smart way, in a very fluid way, a way that people can pick up and understand really easily. And then I also think that you need to have that marketing campaign like we were talking about with Raid Shadow Legends. And the crazy thing about Raid Shadow Legends is that the name is fucking terrible. So,
I hate the name.
It's awful.
I'm with you on this.
Yeah. So I'm like, the fact that they even managed some decent word of mouth advertising and some like guerrilla grassroots kind of marketing is beyond me with a name like Raid Shadow Legends.
Easy to do if you've got the money to back it and put it and put it out there.
Yeah.
Like, again, that's the thing. They had money to pay people to talk about it.
Yeah, and they're big too. I mean, they do so many crossovers now, like with big companies, like other video game companies are being like, yes, you can use our intellectual property to make a character, a special event character for your game.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's wild to me. Even non-video game things. Ronda Rousey is available as a fucking champion in this fucking game. Are you shitting me? Like this is like some. It's like what Fortnite did. Yeah. Where they have like skins for everything now at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's wild to me that, I mean, yeah. So the whole name thing too, just circling back around to that really quick. Yahtzee Crasha, big fan of him. He used to do Zero Punctuation. Now it's, I don't know. Check out Second Wind. It's their new site, because him and like a lot of the other people who did the stuff for The Escapists said, fuck you to this corporate bullshit. We're going to go do our own thing, basically. And so now Second Wind is their new site where they do all their stuff. Well, their new YouTube channel where they do all their stuff. And they're mostly like Patreon supported. They don't have a whole ton of like ad revenue and stuff rolling in compared to what the Escapist did. But anyway, enough about that. Yahtzee Crasha, great video game reviewer. Love the guy. Been watching his stuff for years. Like old school YouTuber. Been around since like the early, or I guess the late rather 2000s, like 2006, 7. I think might have been his first stuff. And he has this thing where he fucking hates it where games put unnecessary colons, because why do you need a subtitle if it's not a fucking sequel? What is wrong with Shadow Legends as the name of your game? What is wrong with Raid as the name of your game? Why does it have to be Raid subtitle Shadow Legends? Especially when The game has nothing to do with either of those things, really. It should be called like Rise of the Champions or something like that, because they fucking use that word all the time in the game. They never say shit about Shadow Legends, and they hardly ever use the word fucking raid. So it's mind-boggling to me. But anyway, here's my bold prediction. Next big game is going to be something that utilizes VR in such a way that it's approachable to the older crowd. And I guess as millennials now, we're becoming the older crowd, but we're very tech savvy. So it needs to be something that those Gen Xers are going to gravitate towards, that they're going to be able to pick up and go, oh, okay. Plus, let's be honest, the Gen Xers are the one with the money for the VR headsets anyway. So it's got to be something where they can grab a hold of them and get them, like, just get their hooks into them and then have them just play the fuck out of whatever this thing is going to be.
That's a fair, bold prediction. I like that.
I don't know how bold it is now that I'm thinking about it. I'm like, that seems pretty reasonable.
It does, but I mean, like you said, like that craze being that big, it's you gotta have the thing to do the thing.
Yeah.
Whereas right now, everyone has a phone.
Mm-hmm.
I know homeless people. I see homeless people
with a smartphone
on their phone.
We talked about this in our last episode. Yeah.
Like like everyone's got a phone. Not everyone has a VR headset. It is a VR, whatever one.
Yeah.
It is a lot more common than it was even a year ago.
True. Yeah. True.
But so it might be a few years for that next big craze if that's the case.
The price is still the ceiling there for the VR headsets. Dropping $300 on something that's basically a toy because nobody's programming anything all that good for it yet is the problem, because it's a novelty at this point. And once people actually start embracing that technology a little bit more, and we see some secondary technologies start to rise around it too, that will help the VR experience.
Yeah, so I think
then
that's,
it will be
kind of the biggest thing too. Is like,
okay, I'll make a bolder prediction then. With the new Apple goggles things, whatever the fuck they're called, everyone's making fun of them right now. But the new Apple goggles things. Eyeglass, whatever the fuck they call it.
I hope it's eyeglass.
I hope it's eyeglass too. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm looking for my eyeglasses. No. They're on your head, Grandpa.
Grandpa.
But
that's where Grandpa's like, Timmy, what are you talking about? My eyeglasses are on my face.
I'm wearing my eyeglasses.
No, Grandpa, I'm looking for my eyeglass.
I'm looking for my dumb goggle things. My ski goggles that have pictures on them. What are you talking about? I'm already drunk. Fuck this.
For my fruit branded ski goggles.
My fruit goggles.
The augmented reality thing.
Augmented reality might be a bit more approachable. It's going to get bigger and bigger as the future goes on. Period.
Oh.
No way around it. We are merging ourselves slowly with machines, and this is just a new way of.
I can't wait to have my fucking robot legs. Let's go.
Robot legs. And this is just a new way to immerse us within the internet. And I think that augmented reality games might be a bit more approachable than strictly VR, because the technology is kind of there for AR. We would need 360-degree treadmills and things that will capture the motions of your hands and legs and all this other kind of stuff for pure VR to work appropriately.
So yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking. You said
AR doesn't need all that.
Like secondary stuff for the VR, like at the very least, a little like thing that you step into. It could be something as simple as like it's got 4 legs. It's like a round table with a hole cut out of the middle, basically, and you just a little gate and you go in there. So that way, when you're walking and you hit that, you know to like. You can keep moving your legs, keep moving yourself forward, because you get caught up in the whole thing, but it also helps keep you from falling over.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest thing, I think, with the VR headsets right now, is that you're moving around a lot more than you need to be moving around. You just feel like you should be moving around because of your environment.
Well, the environment that's getting displayed to you is not matching. It's not syncing up with what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
Like if you're sitting on a couch playing a VR game, that's what gives people the queasies, is because your brain is going, we're not fucking moving right now. What's happening?
Yeah.
My eyes are the eyes are sending me signals that are not fucking matching up to what the body's doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I think that full immersion is on the horizon, though, for sure. Like Disney, even of all fucking companies, just patented a 360-degree floor.
Surprised.
So
Perfect.
it's basically something you roll out like a carpet, and as you step onto it, it's slippy, but they're dialing it in, and as you step on it and you walk, you just stay in place.
No.
It's fascinating, and it works in every direction.
It's like a treadmill without the
power.
Power, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Not surprised that it's Disney. Disney fucking puts their money everywhere. Always has.
I mean, you're right.
Like
the Imagineers, my fucking sarcastic air quotes right now, over there are real engineers who fucking knock out some real serious fucking shit sometimes. Yeah. There's some crazy tech that came out of the Disneyland theme parks, much less what they're doing with the audiovisual side of things.
Exactly. And people are always like, gotta get that government money. No, get that Disney money, dude. Let's move to fucking Florida and get a job at Disney.
We have to work at Disney World, though.
Yeah, no, just a job at Disney.
Let's just move to Anaheim and work at Disneyland, dude.
Let's move to outside of Anaheim and work at Disneyland.
Better point.
I don't want to live in Anaheim.
I don't want to live in Florida. The state of California has some good places to live in,
I know,
as much as some shitty ones.
I was just trying to make the move more exciting. I've never been to Florida.
Let's go to Euro Disney, dude.
Oh, let's go to Japan Disney. Is that a thing?
I'm sure that one's cool too. The Japan, I don't want to get into too much of a tirade. We'll wrap this up really fast. But the Japan Universal Studios has the Super Mario World that looks so cool, dude. Like, and the more they're gonna just keep adding more rides and more cool shit to do, because right now it's kind of small. Yes. It's mostly just like you look around and it looks like you're in a fucking Mario game basically, and then you have a Mario Kart themed roller coaster.
Sure.
And then there's like a couple other little things to do. It's mostly like places to eat, I've noticed.
Great.
Which is great, though, yeah.
I love food.
Yeah, it's a lot of like mushroom themed stuff. So and they're big on mushrooms in Japan. I love mushrooms. You love mushrooms. Like, it'd be
Japan,
some good shit to fuck with.
Japan gets most of their mushrooms imported from the Pacific Northwest.
I've heard about this before, yeah.
Fucking nuts.
If you look at Oregon and then you draw a line across the Pacific Ocean, we kind of sync up with Japan.
Oh, yeah.
We're on basically the same line of latitude. It's just that we're not an island, and so our weather patterns aren't quite the same as them.
Technically, we're all islands.
I mean, sure.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap this up though. Yeah,
exactly.
I wanted to talk to you about that. I want to talk a little. I guess I don't know what the theme for this one is.
I mean,
I'm not calling this episode Raid Shadow Legends.
Fuck no.
But
we talked about
a lot with the video game industry.
Talking about gaming. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, like we always like to say here on Bear on the Keyboard, until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.